Good morning students, myself Ajit Pratap Singh. Today in this video of class 6 science, I'll let you know about some methods of separation. Okay students, as we all know students that for separating a mixture, we have to use such a property that one constituents of the mixture has and the others do not have. For example, to separate iron filings from sulfur, we can use the property that iron is attracted by a magnet but sulfur is not. So let's talk about the first method of separation, that is separating solids from other solids. In this we will come to know that how we can separate solids from other solids. Okay, the properties which is commonly used to separate solid from a mixture of solid, these properties are color, size, shape, weight, attraction by a magnet, or solubility in a liquid such as water. So let's read some methods of separation one by one. The first one is thrashing, and the second one we will read, that is winnowing. So first one we will talk about thrashing. As we all know students that whenever the wheat or rice crop is harvested, okay, uh, or when it is completely ready, okay, then the grains have to be separated. This is the first process. And in the process of thrashing, we separate the grains from the stalk, and that's why this process is known as thrashing. The thrashing can be done by beating the stalks on the ground or a hard surface, or by trampling the harvested wheat or rice using animals. So these methods were done in the past, but nowadays the thrashing is done by a mechanical thresher. Okay, students. The grains are then separated from the mixture of grain and chaff also obtained by using the property that grain is heavier than chaff. The mixture is allowed to fall from a height. The breeze or the air blows from the chaff while the grain falls down almost vertically. The chaff forms a heap at a little distance away from the heap of grain. This is known as a winnowing. So we can say the process of separating chaff from grains in the presence of air, this process is known as winnowing. Okay, students. I would like to show you the image of first of all thrashing. This is the process of winnowing. In this, you can see that chaff is also separated from the grains, and chaff is collected little distance away from the grains because grains are the heavier than chaff. That's why. And this is the method in which you can see a lady is picking out some stones from the rice, and this method will be done by hand picking. So let's talk about this method a little bit. Hand picking is a method in which undesirable substance such as pieces of stones in rice or dal can be separated by hand picking. This is possible because the particles of the undesirable substances are of different size from the food grains in color, shape, and size. So this method is convenient when the undesirable components are present in small quantities. So hand picking can be very useful when the undesirable components are not present in large quantities. Okay, students. Now we will talk about the next method of separating solids from solids, that is sieving. In this method, when the constituents of a mixture have different have particles of different sizes, a sieve can be used to separate them. At a construction site, you must have seen a big sieve to separate big stones from the cement. Okay, the size of the pores in the sieve depend on the size of the particles of the constituents to be separated. So if the particles which have to be removed are bigger, then you will have to use the sieve of bigger pores. Okay, A sieve with fine pores is used to separate undesirable substances in flour. A sieve with bigger pores is used at construction sites to separate stones from sand. A sieve is often used at home to separate the bigger particles in atta whenever you separate. Okay. However, this is not considered a healthy practice nowadays as the bigger particles of roughage are lost in this process. So this is not a healthy practice. Okay, students. So that's it in this video.